Hey everybody, Don Shanks here and with Alan Hudson. We football talk this morning. We've started the weekend. We've seen all the games. We haven't seen the big boys, Man City yet, the favourites for the league. But how do you see the start of the games we've already passed?
Well, we both fancied Chelsea a bit, don't we, when they got their full side out.
Oh yeah, they're going to be an exciting unit.
But they were lucky, Don.
Yeah, I mean, a few things went their way. Obviously, when Dunks missed a header, it could be a whole different thing. They go down the other end, they get a little bit of a lucky goal, and next
Makes
thing
you know, the Dunk, Chelsea are trying to sign Dunk as well. What's going on? Is it bent or not? But they were, as soon as he missed it, I thought, was he thinking he's playing for Chelsea and had it clear? You know what I mean? It was such an important miss.
Well, he is really Mr. Reliable in them positions. For him not to actually score that one was a little bit of a mystery, but I would say obviously Lampard's happy, 3-1 away, first game of the season. You got Chilwell to come in, you got Silva to come in defence, which I think could be good. So I think that's a real good result for Chelsea. Their new signings, did you like them?
Didn't do a lot. I expected more, but it's a bit early.
Werner up front, he looked sharp.
He looked sharp, but it didn't really make it great. I wouldn't have said he was a standout player. And the other kid from Ajax, we might come to expect a little bit too much too early, don't we?
Well, they got Liverpool this week, so we'll find out how good they are in that game.
But
Liverpool's game.
I think Frank as well. I think he was more relieved than happy.
Right, sure.
They really got off the hook when he missed it. It was 2-2 and Brighton were on top and they were in descent.
Sure.
But yeah, they play Liverpool. Big test, but you've got to look at Liverpool and say, well, Leeds can score 3 goals there, we can.
Oh, most definitely. I think the thing we did see that Van Dijk is human, like he does make mistakes.
He hasn't been the same Van Dijk since just before since the Watford game when they lost 3-0. He hasn't been the same. So when they got 25 points in front last year, he went off the ball.
Well, they took their foot off the gas. His job done, and at the end of the day, as we know, you need the crowd. This is the huge thing about football now. There is no crowd. The guys are going back out again. I noticed in the game over there in Paris, Paris Saint-Germain versus, I think, Marseille, there was 5 players sent off in the last, 2 minutes. Yeah. It just gets a little bit sort of heated and people, the crowd, I don't know, they lift people, they inspire people, and I think a lot of the teams that are going to be at the bottom now, who would really, really need the crowd, are going to suffer big time.
Well, I think the most outstanding thing is what you've just mentioned. Was it West Ham on the first game? With that stadium empty, the Olympic Stadium empty, it suits the other team.
Yeah.
And they were awful, Don. I said they go down last year. This is their year.
I mean, I must be honest. I did have a little look on the machine this morning, on the Betfair machine, and West Ham was sort of 3.1, round about 2-1 to go down. I'm not saying they're going to go down, but I know one thing: if you get stuck into 2-1 right now, you will be able to have a bet for nothing, because their next 6 games are Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Leicester. I can't see them getting anything. And if indeed there is a little bit of friction with Moisey and the players, some might want to play, some might not, whatever it is.
They don't look like they're playing for him, mate.
No, they've got there's a way out right now for them. And if they've got 1 point or 3 points after 7 games, there's going to be problems,
And I said something at West Ham as well, like with his social distancing. Gold and Sullivan, the 2 owners, they only need to sit 3 spaces away from each other, but they're sitting like 1 stand away from each other, so they're not speaking. So there's something in the air. And Moyes looks like he's on death row on the line.
They always get photos of Moyes, he's got his head down or something. It looks like he's just been sentenced for 8 years or something.
Absolutely. Well, that's what happens when you keep losing, isn't it?
But when you're in teams like that, they're down the bottom, it's just another day at the office, really. You know what's coming, you just got to get results, whatever way you do it.
Absolutely.
But I felt my team of the weekend, I have to give Everton a bit of credit. Angelotti thought like the 2 players who he knows, as in like...
That's your team now, Everton?
Well, I think they're going to be an exciting team. I like Decore in midfield. And like, Rodriguez and the other fellow, was it Alan, whatever his name is, the Brazilian from Napoli. They're going to be a right good midfield, attacking midfield who've got real good control. They're slick going forward. A little bit like Wolves, you know, they play the short ones, they can go long, they link up quick. You know, so I think Everton might be in for, you know, a decent season, top 6
Well,
maybe.
it's a good start.
It is, yeah, no,
To
definitely.
winning Spurs is a good start, no matter what Spurs are. But I don't fancy Jose this season. But going back, I said to my mate, the little Butler, who's a big Fulham supporter, we've got all got a little bit of Fulham in us, haven't we?
Yeah.
Where he was downhearted after the Arsenal game Saturday, first game, I said to him the following day, well, if you see West Ham last night, you still got a chance in this division because they will finish.
And if you see West Brom as well,
unbelievable.
you'd just be saying to yourself, well, this is the problem with the West Ham thing. You see, they could lose all their games, but the others aren't guaranteed to win any.
Absolutely, there's some.
And then they got a few easy games, so you know, it's a little bit of like a little bit of this, a bit of that, you know. And you know, the only way I've met West Ham is take the 3.1 and then lay it back at evens when they got no points or 2 points in 6-7 games time. So you've got to hope Fulham get a few points, West Brom get a few points. But again, everybody knows how hard it is to get a point in this league.
Well, you know, you got to say you got to feel sick for Leeds, 3-3 with a minute to go at Liverpool.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't think Liverpool are at their best, but again,
no, but
you can't take it away from Leeds to get 3 goals, individual goals.
They didn't score 3 goals all season last season.
I mean, Liverpool, obviously, our man Salah got a hat-trick, but they were 2 penalties as well.
Yeah, I don't like him with his haircut, by the way.
I think he looks younger, don't you?
He looks younger, that's because we've been over there to bless him, innit?
He looks unrecognisable. He looks like he's no person.
The same. He's like, who's the
I think he looks great. You know, Alan's giving that.
I like him. I like long hair, don't I? I like.
So Man City, they've made favourites. Odds on. Liverpool are second favourites. Chelsea are about 8-10 to 1, and there is no other team. Everyone else is 20s or whatever it might be.
Well, I'm not in a Man City camp. I don't think they'll win it. I really don't. I think Chelsea will be. They've got to.
Chelsea can only come forward. There is no doubt about it.
Yeah.
They're going to be a high-scoring team this year. There's no doubt about that. You know, I mean, obviously Chilwell, he can bomb forward. He does get his 3 or 4 goals a season.
Yeah.
And like, you know, they're going to be a right force to reckon with Chelsea. There's no doubt. You know. It'll be interesting against Liverpool this week. I mean, it's an early one just to find out exactly where you are. But what a game that's going to be. Yeah. Can you imagine that? 60,000 at the bridge, 45, 50,000, whatever it holds.
Yeah. Well, over to your favourite subject. So you got the Golden Boot. It all started off. Our man Jimenez started off. Got a goal in the first 5 minutes at Wolves. He's fantastic. The lad at Arsenal, I think, is going to be right in there this season. Aubameyang, whatever his name is. You're waiting for me to say that, isn't it?
I can't pronounce it.
He got 3.
Aubameyang.
Yeah.
Well, we call him Mr. A.
Captain.
Captain.
He was. I mean, he took his goal brilliantly Saturday. He's just a regular goal machine.
But it's like an handicap now. Because Mo Salah scored 3.
Yeah.
He's now like a 3 to 1 chance for the Golden Boot after
He'll
one
be
game.
favourite after one.
Jamie Vardy is 12 to 1. I mean, I think he scored the other night. Did he get 1 goal? I'm not certain was in the Leicester game. So I don't know. Aubameyang is second favourite.
They're all up there.
He's about a 5 to 1.
And Jimenez. I mean,
Jimenez, I think it's going to be tough for him. He is going to get his quota of goals because he's that type of player. Whether he gets enough or not.
No,
Yeah,
he'll be behind the back. But the Arsenal boy will. The Arsenal boy, he nearly won it last year, and they'll be a better team this season they were.
Well, I think Tim Werner, Chelsea, when he gets into top gear, when Chelsea get in top gear, I mean, he could score a few hat-tricks. You know, against lesser teams, he's going to destroy them with his speed. His pace is electric.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But it's going to be an interesting start. Anyway, we just thought we'd give you all a quick little update. Me and Alan are both well. We've had a nice little holiday abroad, refreshed ourselves. Looking forward to the new season. So anyway, you guys out there, hope you're all well. Stay safe. Hope your team wins the weekend. And from Alan,
don't get as close as what we are.
Keep that social distancing. Bye for now, everybody.